The unexpected letter. It was a cool autumn afternoon when Daniel, a young teacher living in a quiet town, discovered an envelope hidden among his mail. The envelope was old and sealed with a faded wax stamp that he had never seen before. The paper felt delicate, and its edges were worn as if it had traveled a long distance through time. Daniel felt a mixture of excitement and nervous curiosity as he carefully opened the envelope. Inside, he found a letter written in neat, elegant handwriting that immediately made him wonder about its origins and purpose. Daniel began to read the letter slowly. It explained that the writer, a distant relative whom he had never met, had composed the message many years ago. The letter told a story of hope, family history, and the secret dreams of someone who believed in the power of learning and love. The writer, once a student in a school much like the one where Daniel taught, mentioned an old diary, a family heirloom hidden in an attic, and promised to share the lessons of the past with future generations. Daniel was amazed by the beautiful words and the clear passion for knowledge that filled every line. Although Daniel had spent many years teaching literature and history, he had never imagined that his own family history would be connected to such an inspiring message. As he continued reading, he learned that the letter was meant to encourage him to explore the past and discover the stories passed down through generations. The writer believed that every family member held a piece of history that could teach important lessons about life, love, and the value of learning. After reading the letter several times, Daniel decided that he must learn more about this unknown relative. The letter mentioned a diary that had been carefully preserved, filled with memories and experiences from a time when life was much simpler, yet filled with challenges. Daniel's mind began to wonder, who was this relative? Why was the diary hidden, and how could it change the lives of the family today? The letter seemed to invite him on an unexpected journey into the past. In the following days, Daniel dedicated his free time to researching old family records, photos, and letters that he had gathered over the years. He visited his grandmother's house, where dusty boxes in the attic held many forgotten documents. Among these, he discovered several photographs, handwritten notes, and a small leather-bound diary that matched the description in the letter. The diary was filled with stories of the writer's experiences at school, childhood adventures, and the hardships of living in a different era. Daniel was struck by the honesty and simplicity of the language, which spoke of everyday life with deep emotion and clear lessons. As Daniel read the diary, he discovered that the writer had faced many challenges similar to those modern people still encountered. The diary described long, cold winters, the struggle to make ends meet, and a constant hope for a better future. The writer had learned that education was a powerful tool to overcome obstacles, and this belief had guided every decision. Daniel was deeply moved by the writer's ability to express complex ideas in simple words, and he began to feel that the letter was a gift meant to inspire him in both his personal life and his teaching. Realizing that the letter was a key to a hidden part of his family's past, Daniel decided to share his discoveries with his students, believing that the history contained in the diary and the letter could serve as a powerful lesson about resilience, love, and the importance of heritage. The next day at school, Daniel began his class by telling the story of an unexpected letter that carried messages from the past. He explained how the letter and the diary had been written in a time when people did not have the modern conveniences of today. Yet they still found joy in simple learning and heartfelt communication. He read aloud several passages from the diary, and the classroom, usually filled with chatter, fell into a respectful silence as everyone listened intently. One student, Mia, raised her hand and asked, "Sir, do you think this letter was meant for you?" Daniel smiled and replied, "I believe it was sent to remind us that every person has a story, and sometimes the most unexpected messages help us understand our own lives better." The discussion that followed was lively and thoughtful, as students talked about the importance of reading history and keeping memories alive. And they shared stories about old family photos and letters that connected them to times long past. Over the next few weeks, Daniel organized a special project for his class. Each student was asked to bring an item from home that had a story behind it, such as a photograph, a trinket, or an old letter. The goal was to encourage them to explore their own family histories and learn about the past in a personal way. In a series of presentations, the classroom transformed into a small museum of memories, and the unexpected letter had not only uncovered a hidden chapter in Daniel's family, but also sparked a greater interest in history and storytelling among his students. Late one evening, as Daniel sat by his window rereading the letter and the diary, he reflected on how the discovery had changed him. He realized that the letter provided a new perspective on life, one that valued the continuity of the past and the connections between generations. He understood that every family, no matter how small, had its own legacy of struggles and triumphs that deserved to be remembered. The quiet determination and hope in the unknown relative's words inspired him to be more patient, empathetic, and attentive to the stories of those around him. That weekend, Daniel visited the local historical society where he met a curator who was fascinated by his story. Together, they reviewed the documents and photographs, and the curator shared similar stories of other families in the town with mysterious pasts. Their conversation evolved into a community workshop, inviting local residents to bring forward their old letters and diaries. The project soon became a community event that celebrated the power of storytelling and the importance of preserving history. During the meeting, Daniel listened as elders recounted memories of their youth and the challenges they had overcome. Their simple yet profound stories held lessons about perseverance and unity. Daniel realized that the unexpected letter was not only a personal discovery, but a catalyst for a wider movement of community remembrance. He felt responsible for encouraging others to honor their heritage and to pass on the wisdom of the past. Inspired by the success of the community project, Daniel decided to write his own letter. In it, he recounted the discovery of the unexpected letter, the journey through the old diary, and the transformation in his understanding of family and community. He hoped that his letter might one day be found by a student or a family member, inspiring them to explore their own histories and learn from the experiences of those who came before them. The next morning, Daniel placed his handwritten letter in a small envelope and sealed it carefully, just as his unknown relative had done. He stored the envelope in a safe box, along with the diary and other cherished documents, confident that this new piece of his family's story would someday continue the cycle of inspiration. As the seasons changed, the old library remained a place of quiet discovery and learning. Much like the secret room that had once revealed so many family memories to Daniel, the unexpected letter had become a symbol of the enduring connection between past and present, reminding him that even in our busy modern lives, the simplest messages could open our eyes to deeper truths. In time, Daniel's story spread throughout the town, and people began to see the value in preserving their personal histories. Neighbors exchanged old photographs and letters, and local historians organized events to discuss the untold stories of the community. The unexpected letter had opened a door that led to both personal discovery and a collective effort to honor the past. For Daniel, the letter was a constant reminder that every life is a collection of stories, and every story has the power to change the future. Through his teaching and his own reflections, he learned that history is not just about dates and facts. It is about the human experiences that shape us. The unexpected letter, with its simple words and heartfelt message, taught him that sometimes the most important lessons come when we least expect them, and that by sharing our stories, we help build a richer, more connected world. And so, in the quiet town where Daniel lived, the old library remained a sanctuary of memories and knowledge, a place where the past and present met in ongoing dialogue. The unexpected letter was preserved as a cherished relic, a symbol of human connection and the power of a well told story. In every whisper of turning pages and every quiet conversation, Daniel found that the legacy of his unknown relative continued to inspire him and his community to treasure the past and embrace the future with open hearts.